Miss
Good
Nancy.
morning, Miss Polly.
And good morning to all of our friends joining us again for another story time this Sunday.
Good morning.
Miss Nancy, do you remember the last couple of weeks what our stories have been about?
Oh my goodness, let's see here. Anointing Jesus.
Right. Mhm.
And the Last Supper.
Right.
Oh, and then last week Jesus washed the disciples' feet.
Right. And remember that was when he became a servant.
That's right. That we talked about being a servant.
And he was
yes.
a king.
Yes.
But he wanted us to learn that no matter who we are, whether we're important or not important, we're always supposed to help each other. We're supposed to be servants to each
right.
other.
That's right. That's right. Yes.
Well, you had a good memory, Miss
Okay.
Nancy. And all of these stories were happening during the Passover festival. So today's story is also happening during the Passover festival. But first, we need to explain a few things.
Okay. All right.
Let's do a pretend story.
Okay.
This is just imagine in our head.
Pretend.
Okay.
Pretend. Okay. All right. Okay.
When I left the kitchen this morning, there were 4 chocolate chip cookies on a plate.
Okay.
Later, I went back to the kitchen and 2 cookies were missing. So I asked you, Miss Nancy, did you eat those cookies? And you said,
No, Miss Polly.
But I knew better than that because no one else was in the house. So I asked you again, Miss Nancy, did you eat those cookies? And again, you said,
No.
Now, what Miss Nancy is doing is called lying or not telling the truth. But in our story today, the word deny is used instead of lie or not telling the truth. So we could say Miss Nancy is lying or denying that she ate the cookies. Now, Miss Nancy, let's put a picture up so the children can see the word deny, which is what we have been discussing in our pretend story, and also a picture of a rooster.
Rooster.
Miss Nancy, do you know what sound a rooster makes?
Cock-a-doodle-doo.
Oh my God, that's good. So when a rooster is crowing, the sound he makes is
cock-a-doodle-doo.
You are a good rooster.
I know. But Miss Polly, why are we showing a picture of a rooster?
Because the rooster is going to be in today's story.
Okay, Miss Polly. This sounds like it might be a very confusing story. What is today's story called?
Well, it's going to be about a man named Peter. And we're going to show the picture that the boys and girls can color.
That's
today,
right.
That we can get off of the computer or in our book, our
Lenten
book.
Yes.
So the story is called Peter's Denial.
Okay.
It's based on the book of Mark 14, verses 26 to 31 and 66 to 72. And it's found in the
New Testament.
You love that, Miss Nancy.
I know I do.
Well, let's hear the story.
Okay.
Jesus and his friends had come to Jerusalem for the Passover. They gathered for a special meal together, and when they were finished eating,
Jesus washed the feet of the disciples.
Right.
We learned about that last week.
Right. You are very good, Miss Nancy.
Okay.
And remember, after that, Jesus gave the disciples bread to eat and wine to drink.
Oh, Miss Polly, that was the Last Supper that we learned about a few weeks ago.
See how they're all tying together?
I see how it's working here.
But remember, I told you there would be more to the story.
Yeah, I did.
So we have to continue on now.
Okay, all right.
Jesus told the disciples that he would soon have to die. They sang a hymn together, and then they marched to a place called the Mount of Olives. Jesus knew that he would soon be arrested and taken away. He knew that he was going to be killed. He told his friends that all of them would eventually leave him. He said,
all of you will become deserters.
He meant that someday each of them would run away or pretend they did not know him. Then he told them,
after I am raised up, I will go before you to Galilee.
Peter, one of the disciples, loved Jesus. He did not think that he could ever pretend not to know Jesus. Peter said to him,
even if everyone else deserts you, I won't.
But Jesus knew better, and he said to Peter, Truly, I
tell you this day, this very night, before the rooster crows twice, you will deny me 3 times.
But Peter did not believe it. He said to Jesus,
even if I have to die with you, I will not deny you, not me.
And all the rest of Jesus's friends said the same thing.
No, we won't.
Later that night, the soldiers came and arrested Jesus. The soldiers led Jesus away and took him to the home of the high priest. Peter was waiting outside the high priest's home in the courtyard where a fire was burning. Peter was standing by the fire to keep warm. When one of the servant girls saw him, she stared at him and said,
You were one of the people with Jesus.
but Peter denied it. That was the first denial. The girl said, Yes, you were with him. Peter said,
I do not know or understand what you are talking about.
He went out into the front courtyard of the house. The rooster crowed for the first time.
Cock-a-doodle-doo!
The servant girl saw Peter again. She told the other people who were standing around him, This man was with Jesus. But Peter denied it again. This was the second denial. The girl said,
Yes, you were.
After a little while, the people who were standing out in front of the house said to Peter, You come from the same place Jesus did. You were one of the people with Jesus. Peter was really angry. He shouted and swore bad words and said,
I do not know this man you are talking about. I was not with him.
The people shouted.
Yes, you were.
That was the third time Peter denied Jesus. At that very minute, the rooster crowed for the second time.
Cock-a-doodle-doo!
Then Peter remembered that Jesus had said to him, Before the rooster crows twice, you will deny me 3 times. And Peter broke down and wept.
Then
Wow.
Peter remembered that Jesus had said to him, Before the rooster crows twice, you will deny me 3 times.
And Peter broke down and wept. Wow, Miss Nancy, what did you think about the story?
Well, Miss Polly, that was a really sad story this week. When Peter denied that he knew Jesus, but I can see why he did deny that. He was afraid. He was in a tough situation. He loved Jesus, but he was also afraid for himself. However, when Peter realized what Jesus had said earlier, that he would deny Jesus 3 times before the rooster crowed, Peter began to cry. He realized that this was exactly what he had done. Miss Polly, it was a sad story today.
Miss Nancy, sometimes stories are sad, but from this story, we know that Jesus will always love us, no matter what we do. Peter let his friend down, Jesus, but Jesus still loved Peter no matter what. And just wait, because in a few weeks, there will be another remarkably happy story that we will get to share with the children.
Okay, Miss Polly, I like happy stories, huh? So let's summarize today's story with a song. I bet you got a song for us to sing.
I do have a song. And you know what, Miss Nancy? I don't think we've used this tune before.
What is it?
Are you sleeping?
Are you sleeping? Let's begin. Okay.
Jesus said, in the garden, Peter will deny me, before the rooster crows, Peter said, I love you, I will not deny you, I love you. They took Jesus, and the woman said, do you know Jesus? No, I don't. After three denials, the rooster crowed, cock-a-doodle-doo, cock-a-doodle-doo. Peter cried. Peter cried. I like that song, Miss Nancy.
I do.
That was a
That
fun
was
song.
really good.
You know, Nancy, it's time to say goodbye to the children.
Oh, dear, it is. And remember, friends, make a copy of today's color sheet from the web, secondchurch.org/children. Color it later on this afternoon, and you can also find
the Easter book.
Yeah, that's
The
right.
pictures are right in there for you with activities to do. So get this out and use it also this week.
That's right.
Time to say goodbye.
We'll see you again next
Bye,
week.
boys and girls.
Have a good week.
Bye.
Bye.